Hello, everyone, and welcome to our podcast. We want to know, are you tired of your crypto balance going to shit? Well, we may have an answer for you. I am Lee, this is Rick the Fiend, and we would like to offer you some of our best shitcoin solutions.
This is week one, take one. So bear with us as we try to figure out how to produce a useful podcast. Our goal is to entertain you, educate you, and hopefully give you solutions to cryptocurrency buying, selling, and mining. All right. We're going to start off with talking about the current state of crypto. And currently the state of crypto is, it's kind of shitty. Not too terrible. I've seen much worse days. Bitcoin's down 2.83%. What timestamp this? Today is August the 24th, 2021 at 1:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Disclaimer for anybody who actually does want to listen to this. It's our first time ever recording a podcast, so be patient and nice.
A lot of technical issues will more than likely be...
There will be a lot of breaks and pauses and edits in the future of this video for sure. We will get better.
Yeah. But Bitcoin is at 48,000. Even though it's down almost 3% right now, it is still way up from where it was 6 weeks ago. So,
what was the official bottom? Just 26 something, 27. Where actually
somewhere around there. Let me see if I've actually got a.
I know it got down there pretty low.
Number here. Using coin market cap. 29 is what this is saying here. But I think officially it got down to 26 or 27.
I thought so.
Half a second.
Of course, I know a lot 25. Of the. Yeah, I know a lot of the apps. There's variance from app to app and tracker to tracker. So
sure. But if you go back to 3 month here, let's see if this is going to give it to me on their site here. All right. Well, anyways, Ethereum is currently almost $3,200, down almost 5%, 4.5%. Cardano has had one heck of a run. It is sitting at $2.72, down 7.2% for the day, but it's up almost 32% for the week. So hats off to them guys. This morning we got news that Binance Coin is officially under SEC investigation. So that may be kind of what spurred this, but it's, I mean, from what I've seen, typically at this time of the month, there is some sell-offs. I don't know if people are just trying to show monetary gains for the month or what, but seems to be somewhat of a pattern.
Did that article say what they were under investigation for exactly?
Like the details? I didn't see it.
I didn't either.
Ripple, $1.15, down 7% for the day. Actually down 2% for the week. So they actually were doing pretty good. Dogecoin, another big popular name there, down 8.65% for the day at just under 29 cents and down 9% for the week. So, you know, you've got a little bit of ups and some downs. The Avalanche looks like it's up 100% for the week. That's crazy. I didn't even see that one coming.
Yeah, that's a lot.
I mean, especially for a $50 coin. That's
yeah, it's a non-shitcoin coin.
Yeah. Stellar Lumens, 35 cents. Down 5.5% today, down 2% for the week. So, I mean, overall, the market is rebounding as a whole.
Yeah.
You know, we've got a couple that are still down just a little bit for the week, but that's just because this time last week they had substantial gains, and they're just a little bit below the 7-day moving average. So, you know, nothing too serious. Even Binance with having that news this morning, they're still up almost 12% for the week. So, you know, hopefully they can, whatever's going on with them, they can pull it out and not cause an absolute collapse around them. They're a huge part of the ecosystem, so that would be tragic. All right, we're going to go ahead and segue out of this and get into what got us into crypto. We kind of talked about this, Lee and I did a few weeks ago, and but I want him to tell his story and how he got into crypto and what caused that.
My journey into crypto started, I believe it was 2017, whenever Bitcoin was first on the news big time, and I think it spiked up to around 10,000, and everybody was, it was all kinds of stories of people getting rich and overnight success and stuff like that. And I remember I was like, well, I want to figure this out. I want my piece of the pie. So I downloaded Coinbase, and I don't know, I think I started out with around $1,000, bought into, of course I had literally no understanding. I didn't know what crypto was. I didn't know I just knew there was money to be made. I literally had no idea of blockchain technology, crypto. And I also didn't know that you could really buy like partial coins. So I jumped on, and the only thing I could afford in my head was Litecoin. It was like 3 something at the time. So I think I bought 3 whole Litecoins or something. I didn't really, like I said, understand the partial buying of coins. And I bought it like 320 something. I think it peaked at 333. And not too long after, dropped down to like 140s for a couple of years. So I lost interest in crypto when I lost my money, and I let it set. And I picked it back up at, I guess, the end of 2020. And that's when I first heard about on Facebook You
got a Litecoin for how much?
I'm pretty sure I was in it. It was over 320, and I think it went to 329. I bought in right under its all-time high. Of course, I didn't know that at the time. I had no idea what the hell an all-time. Yeah, I mean, I just saw the line going up, and I was like, well, shit, I want to get on this. I want to get on this roller coaster ride. Well, I got in right at the peak before the drop, and so yeah, like I said, it stayed up there. It hovered there for a while, and then it dropped down to, I don't know, my 1,000 or 1,200 dropped down over 50%, and I just let it sit there because I didn't know about day trading, swing trading, buying dips, selling high things. And into last year, I started putting a little more into it. I actually bought more when it was lower, and I did dollar average down, try to help myself out. So that helped some in the long run once I figured out about that. But at the end of the thing, it was right around New Year. It might have been the first of the year. I seen somebody post about a cryptocurrency I'd never heard of on Robinhood, but they said that it was rumored that Elon Musk was going to be possibly a part of it or involved in this and that. And I'm like, well, anything he touches seems to go well. So I downloaded Robinhood and jumped into a little known meme coin called Dogecoin. It was, I believe at the time I bought in 0.007. I know I spent around $175 and I got around 25,000 coins at the time. And
how'd that work out for you?
A couple weeks later, I sold it up $30 and was just happy as can be.
Yeah.
Of course, a few months later, had I held on to that $175 worth, it'd have been well over $15,000 worth of Dogecoin. So didn't know that at the time. Part of the many learning curves and many thousands of dollars that this Shitcoin Solutions has solved and cost us to solve, that hopefully we're going to be able to save and educate some of you fine folk. And shortly after diving into Dogecoin, I think that's when isn't that what I brought you in on? Was kind of like we got to talking about that, and that's when you jumped on Robinhood, wasn't it?
Yep, that's when I got on Robinhood.
That's kind of where you came in the picture, and I was into it heavy. And Rick didn't have a lot of liquid cash to play with, but he seemed to understand charts and the market part, and he could figure out the technology because I had no idea of Pancake Swap and all these other places to go find all these coins and that people were making good money on. And so I told Rick, I said, hey, let's partner up. I'll be the wallet, you be the brain. And 4 months later, and I don't know, $60,000, $70,000 in equipment investments, and probably another $60,000 or $70,000 in lost or missed profits. Missed profits. Yeah, in I don't know, let's say in 5 months, we've swung around $125,000 between investments, trades, equipment, and everything else, and we had no idea what we were doing.
Yeah, I mean that's a pretty safe number. Yeah.
I mean, we lost what 30 or 40 when was it Hotbit that got locked down for Hotbit or Gate or one of them that had to attack, and we had $5,000 invested in there, and the total value went up to over 40,000 or something, and we couldn't do anything with it because it was locked. Yeah, we never found out for sure, but it was locked, and we didn't lose any money, but we missed out on a lot. At least 35,000 in profit that we could because we couldn't sell on the exchange.
What he's talking about there is Hotbit had gotten hacked, and they were trying to rebuild their servers because I think the way that I understood it was when they got hacked, that the people couldn't get into the actual wallets. So what they did was cause some destruction on the servers because it just been vindictive. They couldn't get any money because of the encryption. So they just caused a bunch of their files to go corrupt. So they had to rebuild a bunch of servers. Well, during that time, it was right at the high peak of this particular bull run that ran, and so $5,000 turned into 42,000. I had a chart, an Excel spreadsheet that I'd put together that showed the amount of coins we had, and I was able to take the price of what those coins potentially would be to show how much we should have available. And the day that they put everything back together was about 2 days into that current dip, and I was able to have access to the funds at like 5 o'clock in the morning, but they were releasing the things one coin at a time about 8 hours past where it should have been for us to cash out. And then they were holding funds to where you couldn't sell them, or you could sell them, but the value of those coins was so much less than they should have been market value wise. So they knew what they were doing. I would have to say they knew what they were doing. But I think we did end up cashing at about 17, right?
Yeah, we made
or 17. So I mean, we were up 10 or 12.
Somewhere in that range.
And then when you got that let it ride mentality, and and the market crashes as it did, there's not a whole lot of that $16,000-$17,000 left right now. We did pull some out and buy some helium miners with it, but the money's not gone. You don't lose unless you sell.
Right. I was going to say that. Yeah. A short note there is the hold it mentality doesn't work on certain investments. I guess would be the best way to put it. On more volatile coins, that's definitely not a good strategy.
The lower the market cap, and the lower the amount of investors that are available there, and the lower the liquidity, the more volatile things seem to be. And you've got one guy that's holding 15% of the market cap, and he pulls his money out, and you've got 8 or 10 other people that hold a good percentage of it, and they see what just happened and they jump out of the way right behind him. You're left with a 60% loss. Fast. It happens immediately. So, because there's not a lot of people that are involved in those coins. So,
scale out and take your profit here and there.
Yes, absolutely. Clip some earnings. Unless it's a long-time investment and you believe in the project, and it's not something you're just trying to just get in, make some money, and get out. Always collect some earnings along the way. You may not make as much in the long run, but at least you've not lost everything. Was it BAFE or
I was getting ready to say there was one of them we got into for I thought we initial $1,000 purchase
$1,000?
and then it dropped under. What'd you say the bottom ended up being? I know it dropped under 100.
Cents.
Wow. So yeah, I don't know if that was officially. did we officially call that a rug pull, or I don't really know if we designated that a rug pull, which we'll have to
$1,000 lesson. All right, so I believe I said it was BAFE, but I'm fairly sure this may have been the one that we had gotten. I don't know. I can't pull up a chart on it.
Does it have any kind of transaction history at all? I don't know about date. Has it got any kind of deposits or?
I'd have to go back and look at. I mean, this is saying market data is untracked. If you look at CoinMarketCap, which means they probably just, not every coin that you see something like this is necessarily a rug pull. Some of them are just a failed project. Most of these coins are project coins from the beginning. And, when you see a coin like this and it's worth 19 cents right now, and I don't quote me on this. I'm fairly sure this is the one because I'd moved it out of my normal wallet because I was sick of looking at it go down so far. And Mr. Gambler over here said, you know what, just let it ride. He said, if it ever if we ever lose that much, and we'll just I would rather see it go to zero and take a chance than pull everything out and watch it go to 1 million.
Well, here's the problem too, with it being on Pancake or being in Trust Wallet and Swap. I have no way to show the loss right now. So if you sold it for, it'd be one thing if it was on an exchange and we lost the value while it was on an exchange, I could show the loss for tax purposes. But considering it all happened on Pancake and Trust Wallet, nobody knows that used to be $1,000 and I've lost 999.81 cents.
Yeah.
So I might as well just leave it set there, and hopefully if it ever does anything, basically it's lost. So why not just let it sit there and forget about it? Hope that it does something someday. If I get half my money back, it's a win. If not, I can't do anything with it. I can't do a tax write-off. I can't do really anything. So no point in selling those 42 million.
If this is any encouragement to you whatsoever, and I know you're probably going to flip me off for this one, it's went up 2 cents since the last time I've seen it.
Thanks for that extra kick.
Oh.
Make sure if you're going to pick someone to invest your money, they have less of a funny humor than Rick does. Because he thinks that 2 cents.
Not a financial advisor, a financial advisor maybe, but definitely not a financial advisor.
No, and I'm a gambler, not a financial advisor. I like high risk, high reward. And I mean, don't get me wrong. Pig Finance, would you throw in that 20 and cash out over $4,000, $3,000 or something?
Which one?
Was it Pig that put 20 or 40 in it? We got like $3,000 or $4,000 out of it.
Yep. There was several of them that were like that. Now those coins have all went back down and they flatlined. Most project coins do, and they ride sideways for. I mean, it could be a year, 2 years, 5 years. I bought back in on several of those coins several months ago that may have thrown a few $100 at it, and then the China FUD happened 2 months ago, and it really that could have really been the end of a lot of projects that were coming out at that time that had potential and room for growth that may now take an additional 2, 3, 4 years to recover because of what happened. People are going to be more leery of those coins,
right? Because
of what happened. When you lose 1,000% in 2 months, people don't want to invest in you any longer.
Right.
So it just takes outlasting the market, outlasting the rest of them to recover sometimes. So
I think I read in the 2017 after the bear run, which anybody doesn't know, bear means the market's going up. Or sorry, bull run is market going up, bear run market going down. When the bear market started, 90% of the altcoins or shit coins projects failed. I forget how many. It was a huge percentage.
Yeah.
Might have been 95%. It was like very few survived the market dropping in 2017. Because I've read that somewhere. So if you hear us talking about a coin that's not a standard coin, you know, your Bitcoins, your Litecoins, your ETH, know that everything we like, well, not everything we like, but a lot of the stuff we're talking about is a high risk. Do your own research. Only invest money that you can afford to lose, because one might be a home run and 5 might be a loss.
30 may be a loss, and you may get
or 30 maybe. It could be. And I think too, since we're just jumping in on our first episode, we need to tell folks that neither of us had, you know, we talk about how we got into it. Rick had a little bit of tech background from 20 years ago and training and stuff he can talk about. But I came into crypto with minimal computer knowledge, and maybe, I don't know, I think at the time, 3,000 to 5,000 I invested to start that I was just tinkering with on Coinbase. And in 6 months, with his help and his knowledge and my wallet and Visa, MasterCard, and American Express, as you see all behind him, we've kind of developed a pretty nice little in-home crypto farming, mining, and trading center. So I guess the purpose of this is we're average Joes that jumped in clueless, cost ourselves in profit and losses thousands of dollars. And so we were like, hey, I bet there's a small crowd of people out here that would be interested in hearing our do's and don'ts and maybe saving themselves some money. So that is truly how Shitcoin Solutions came about, because every time we lost a couple hundred or a couple thousand, we learned something.
Yep.
And
a lot of costly lessons along this path.
several. And so, you know, instead of being jerks, we figured, well, you know what, we'll try to take our knowledge and spread the wealth, because we believe in the crypto market. That's a big thing.
100%. I mean, and I believe there's so many projects that are available right now that's going to come out of this that are going to be game changers.
Yeah. And I don't see anything. I don't know why somebody wouldn't help somebody else in the crypto market. I guess that's one thing. Why what you do or what you buy, I mean, unless you're a whale that's dropping millions of dollars, is not going to affect our portfolio or our values or whatever. So if I tell you that I think, you know, Cardano is a long-term great investment, and you go drop $10,000 in it and make $5,000 2 weeks later, you didn't help nor hurt me. So I don't know why people aren't more forthcoming with advice to support the whole overall market and push it all forward. Kind of blows my mind, but we're going to do our part to help the average Joes, like in the Dodgeball movie. We're the average Joes of crypto. And I say that, but you know, when I look at our Chia farming app on Spacepool, and in 47,000 people, we're in the top 3 or 4%,
something like that, yeah,
of farmers on Spacepool, which is a Chia farming. Farming is mining, and we're in the top 4. We're in the top 5% for sure. And literally
over here in my background, the Chia, everything. I got a lot of green stuff going on back here. We kind of, you know, there's options available. You know, you can send $30,000 into Ether mining or Bitcoin or whatever, and it's not as environmentally friendly. Not that either of us are all that, 100% concerned about that, but it makes a difference. I mean, we got kids, you know, and at some point they'll have kids too, so we decided to go green on this. And is this 100% completely green? There's absolutely no way. If you look behind me here, I've got 5 computers going. I've got 6 processors going. I think there's 7 GPUs, 52 different drives. I counted the fans. There's a lot of fans back here. And if you think there's a lot of fans back here, there's even more LEDs. I mean, there's just a lot. I mean, there's 3 screens here. I've got 2 screens in front of me. I got another computer on the ground in front of me. There's keyboards everywhere. There's so many wires. It's insane. So is it green? No, but it's got such
it's got a lot greater footprint.
Yes, a much smaller footprint than Bitcoin or ETH has.
Yeah, and I think that's part of going to be the future of mine. I mean, that's why. I mean, when ETH goes this proof of stake, I mean, that's going to drop their. You know, they're not going to be green, but that's going to drop their footprint drastically, won't it?
Drastically, yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's the future of crypto, and making it more appealing is being more efficient, more green, and not power hungry. I mean, Rick didn't say, but he's in his home office that he's rearranged probably 6 times in 6 months.
It's been a lot of work. I mean, it's been a lot of work.
When he's talking about the power consumption, I think he said last month. What are we at from start? Probably $80 a month in electric. When you started,
I think I wrote about $80 a month. But you've also got the summertime, so it's
right.
Hard to say. I'm thinking probably about 60 a month,
and
55 or 60.
He's in your typical 10 by 10, 12 by 12 kind of room, and we had to. At one point, his house was set on 70 or 72, and the office temperature was 87 degrees.
Yeah.
So we had to throw in a window unit just to keep the equipment cool.
And, down here in the corner, there's another fan going right down here.
Yeah.
Turn it off for the noise for this.
Yeah.
I couldn't turn the AC unit off. I got a brand new central air. I mean, we put it in last year. So my house stays cold. This room doesn't, but the rest of the house does.
Right. Hopefully in the wintertime you can get a fan blowing out of the room that'll blow some of the heat through the rest of the house and
no kidding.
Help it out. Help just that, or just crack the window and put a fan in the window to suck the heat out of the room, whatever it takes.
Yeah.
But
hopefully we'll be in a warehouse sometime soon.
Oh, that is our goal, is to expand the Rick's Garage, and we actually do want to be fully green with solar in the future. That is definitely the goal, is to be a fully solar powered, I don't know what you call it, data center hub, plus mining, farming, and possibly a art studio on the side for Rick the Fiend's artwork. Got to plug Rick the Fiend.
Yeah.
In his future NFTs.
Yeah, that's something I was want to talk about at the end of this. We'll go ahead and plug it now since you mentioned it. I am a recovering drug addict. Just celebrated 3 years, and one of the things that I always try to do in anything that I'm involved in is to give back to the mental health community in any way, shape, or form that I can. And so I've created some NFTs, and each episode I'm going to post one in the show notes at the end. And 100% of the proceeds will go towards Stepworks Recovery Center, which is where I went to get sober. Lee's wife went there as well. It's a good place.
It's a good facility, yeah.
And I know it helped me out a lot. That's really how I actually got to know Lee, was through his wife. I went there and spoke one time, and then we was at another meeting later on. She came up to me and said, I knew I recognized you, and eventually I got to know Lee, and became one of my closer friends right now, honestly.
Yeah. From rehab and AA meetings to Shitcoin Solutions in 3 years.
Everything comes full circle.
Yeah, that's what my dad says. Famous quote he had: "Everything comes full circle in life."
Yes, sir.
And Rick's also going to school for to be able to help those in recovery.
Yeah.
So,
drug and alcohol therapist at some point in my far future.
As long as they don't institute any new medical requirements to stay in school.
Yeah. We say we're not going to talk about that.
I just said medical requirements. I didn't talk about nothing. I said any new medical requirements. I just let it vaguely float out there, and the shitcoiners can take that for what they want to take that for.
He's talking about the vaccine.
What? No.
Nothing.
Yeah. Edit.
Edit. All right. So how I got involved in this, Lee was talking about, he always posts stuff about whatever he's involved in, whether it be, how did you describe that one time? Freedom seeds, I believe is what you called that.
Yeah.
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 Seeds.
When I was selling ammunition on Facebook
Yeah.
and trying to beat the algorithm to keywords to not get banned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How'd that work out?
High speed wireless devices and freedom seeds and yeah. I made it for a while. They've gotten a lot better. Like I don't even try anymore because they've pretty much they're pretty strict at it. Matter of fact, they almost got a 30-day ban today for posting something politically related that I found on Facebook. Like I saw it on Facebook, saved my phone, and reposted it, and so I disputed it because I was going to catch a 30-day ban. And one of the options you could pick was dispute it because you saw this on Facebook, and so I picked that because I did.
Wow.
And matter of fact, I just made a post a little bit ago showing the screenshot where they apologized and said, "You're right, it wasn't against our community standards," and they took my 30-day ban off because I was like, "Yes, yes, I stuck it to the man." I ain't gonna lie, I felt like I punched Mark Zuckerberg straight in the mouth. That was like a winning against a titan of industry there, man.
Hey, man, they don't apologize, dude, for real.
No, because I was going. My last one was a 7-day ban, and I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm on Facebook a lot. It sucked. Yeah. You can't respond, or people tag you. You can't talk. I mean, it is fun to be on social media, but they was gonna hit me with a straight 30 days in jail. I was like, no, I'm at least gonna appeal the ban because it wasn't, like I said, it was literally something somebody else had posted. I'm like, oh, I like it. The relevance of this topic, it looks legit. I'm gonna save it in case I need to use it in a talking point. And then sure enough, they tried to ban me, and then it wasn't 5 or 10 minutes later. No, we're sorry. You're good. You're reinstated.
Huh. Wow.
So yeah, that was a big win. But yeah. So yeah, my code words always made you laugh.
Yeah. So you had posted some stuff about Dogecoin, and like I kind of got involved in that, and it was making some money, and you wanted to get into the mining thing, and I think I sent you a message and said, hey, I am A+ certified. It was 3,000 or 4,000 years ago when I got it, but right. I'm grandfathered in. But what difference does that make? I mean, technology's passed me by, but I may be able to help. And sure. You were trying to get somebody else involved.
Yeah, my buddy James, he didn't ever really take to it.
Yeah. So I said, man, I'll try. I don't know how much of this stuff I can actually make work, but the one thing that Lee didn't know about me at the time is that if it's possible and it's challenging to me, I'm not only an addict, but I have like OCD to like an extreme, like I'm obsessive. And so we were trying to get SafeMoon.
Yeah.
And couldn't find anybody to give it. Like there was no help available to teach you how to do the pancake swap and like how do you go out doing this. And so we just started researching it, and it took me 3 days to figure out, like, I got to send money from this wallet over to that wallet or to this exchange so that I can trade it or buy BNB, because you can't get BNB anywhere. At the time, you couldn't get it. You couldn't buy it, purchase it within the Trust wallet.
Right.
So I guess maybe they had a ban at the time, or there was a reason at the time you couldn't just purchase BNB within the safe within the Trust wallet. So we got a Binance.us account and sent money from wherever it was, Coinbase or whatever. And
I'll say most of mine started on, that's where most of mine.
And I think at the time I'd already had a Binance.us because I was doing some Dogecoin and a couple other things. And, I was seeing patterns in the market, and I could read the charts and understand things. But to be completely 100% realistic and honest, anybody at that time, if you lost money in the market when I first got involved in it, you were doing something severely wrong. because there was
That's
so
true.
much upward momentum at the time that you had to be really bad at trading. Like, oh, it's going down. I'll wait until it gets below what I bought it for before I sell it. I mean, or oh, look, it's at its peak. I think I'll buy now and sell tomorrow when it's gonna, when it's less than. Like, there's no way that you could have lost money at that time. Uh, but
No, that actually back up. If you are an impatient person, that is you can lose money minute by minute if you're impatient, because I've done the same thing. I've bought in on an upward trend and watched it drop for a couple hours and afraid it was going to drop more and sold. Well, I mean, I only lost 20, 30, $40 here or there.
I've done that too in the beginning. Not being unsure of what to do and how to watch the market, and not knowing the trend lines, and not understanding, when things are severely above the trend line, you shouldn't buy. I bought some wheat yesterday, knowing that it was getting ready to drop today, but it was still, when I bought, it was below the trend line anyways. So, I knew it was going to drop a little bit more, but, a couple percent, whatever. I knew I needed to get in where I got in at. So it was a good entry point regardless. But so it took 3 days to figure out the pancake swap and to buy that Safe Moon. And it was a Saturday night at midnight, and we got Safe Moon. And the next day I got Safe Mars and a couple of other ones. And he was like, here, throw this $1,000 at this one. Here, throw $1,000 at that one. Here, throw this at that one. And I'm going, dude, like, I'm about ready to lose your money. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm about ready to lose your money. But remember, it was a Monday. We got up all that on a Sunday. On Monday, I was putting a deck around the pool, and that $1,000 in Safe Mars went up to $16,000 in a matter of 4 or 5 hours. And it took me 3 days to figure out how to buy it, and I did not know how to sell it. There is some other stuff involved with selling. They've got a 10% or 12% tax or whatever it is when you sell. So you got to set your slippage really high. And I didn't know that. So it went from $1,000 to $16,000 on Safe Mars. And I think it was about 6 hours. And I didn't know how to sell it. I couldn't sell it. I think I ended up selling for about $6,000.
I must have blocked that out because I don't remember being that damn drastic.
Yeah. I remember, like, I was sending screenshots to people and freaking out, going, "Holy cow!"
I know. We quote unquote. Yeah, we went up in 4 or 5 days. We went up from 11,000 original investment to like 33, 30. It was over $20,000 in 4 or 5 days.
Yeah, and I was.
Of course, we didn't know to sell it and flip our profits at that point either, though. That's the downside.
Yeah, I mean, it was let it ride. The market's going up. Why stop now?
Yeah. Yeah. Instead of scaling out 50 or 60% and taking a nice fat profit and sitting on it,
and still leaving some of your money in there.
Right.
Could have, at $16,000, I could have taken 10 grand out, left 6 in there just in case it kept going up.
Yeah, and we still would have been 10x on our original investment.
Yeah.
To start, plus what I mean. But that's the live and the learn, and that's how Shitcoin Solutions was born, because we're trying to save people that same headache.
Yeah, but excitement breeds excitement, and
oh yeah, we were both crypto junkies. We're watching that Trust Wallet. I don't know how many times I would just refresh the Trust Wallet every couple of minutes to see how many hundred or thousand it went up.
Yeah,
and and it was just like, oh, I remember one night I went to sleep, and I think in 9 hours it went up $1,800. And I was just like, I slept 9 hours. I made $200 an hour. This is freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to be a millionaire tomorrow.
Who sleeps 9 hours?
Me, man. I enjoy sleeping. You know that.
9 hours a week.
Look, I actually, for me, I'm going to drop back on that. I worked for a guy. My background's concrete construction. I worked for a guy who worked at Microsoft, and he ran into Bill Gates. And this is early on. Bathroom break, ran into him early on, and Bill Gates, it might have been 90s. I can't remember what he said, but anyway, he said something that he stuck was Bill Gates told him, he wanted to learn how to make money while he slept.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, literally, I heard this from this guy 15, 18 years ago. And though it's taken me a long time to figure out my place to do it, that is definitely one of the driving forces for crypto. Now that we're mining and farming, if I take a nap in the middle of the day, I don't feel as bad because even though I'm not making a fortune, I'm actually making money now when I sleep.
Yep. And
crypto has provided that for me. And that's been one of the cooler things for me, is to know that I always got some money coming in. Like right now, we're averaging, say $40-ish a day from our different coins, maybe a little better, but to be vague, say $40-ish a day. But yeah, crypto is definitely something you can make money while you sleep. And it's part of the driving force. I was unemployed and sitting around and looking for passive income and what can I spend money on to invest in other than stocks and trading crypto. How can I invest in myself and my future for me and my son? And hence this operation that you see behind Rick was born, and it was born fast and it was born expensive.
It was born expensive.
It was born expensive.
You've not seen this in a while. I don't know if you've seen this at all, honestly.
What, the GUI?
Yeah, all the different stuff we're farming, like how many coins we actually have.
No.
Some of these.
The graphical user interface?
Like graphical user interface, yes, sir.
I learned that 2 days ago in my college class. I was like, well, hot dog. Wow. Just so everybody knows, this is chia farming, but they have a bunch of forks that you can use. You can also use the same plots, and this is advanced crypto 405. We'll talk about that later, but just so you have an idea, that was our little farming passive income program we got going on. We're making money right now.
Yeah.
While we're talking and recording this. Definitely think it's a good time to also insert, if you have any specific questions, like I said, we started a podcast out of thin air, no script. Yeah. So it's going to be up, down, all around. And, Rick's got OCD and probably a little touch of ADD. I'll try to keep him grounded.
What?
He's a squirrel. He sees something shiny, he bounces around quick.
Look at that.
But yeah, if there's topics for shows, that would definitely be cool. I mean, that's one thing. I think that's one thing I learned was how vast crypto was. I realized very quickly, even if somebody built me an ETH miner or something, like I wasn't. This was so far above my head. I can grasp the basics, but I needed help. I needed more eyes and ears. That led me to start a Facebook group chat. I think we got about 80 people now that try to help watch Twitter, Reddit, Discords, Facebook, any information outlets, watch the markets. I definitely don't recommend tackling crypto without having, you can certain things, parts of it, but if you want to be truly multifaceted in crypto, I think you need help. It's just a simple way to put it. It's just too much.
You need some friends that are there to watch what's going on when you're not able to watch what's going on.
Sure.
The more eyes you've got involved in that, the better your odds are. It's just, it's pretty simple, really.
For anybody that don't know, crypto does not follow Wall Street's hours.
No.
Crypto is 24/7. That's what led me to it. Was like, man, I gotta sleep. But when we're having these big spikes, during my sleeping hours, I was like, man, if I'm up $5,000, I wish I had somebody to call me at 3 a.m. and say, hey, this is up 270%. You might want to go ahead and clip some, because you're right. Yeah. I'll wake up at 3:30 in the morning and sell some coin and clip $5,000 in profit. But if I don't know what's happening, then I wake up and I see that I missed $5,000. I'm salty. But there's just no there's not enough eyes, ears, and time in the day. Even Rick, with his technical knowledge, I find articles that I think are relevant or may advance his knowledge. I may not understand all the details fully. But I'm like, hey, Rick, I think this might help you, or I want to know if this will help you. And I'll send him something I find. And a lot of times it has. It's been beneficial information for him to know. So, this is don't jump. We jumped in blindly, and we paid the college the crypto college tuition to get to this point. And we still don't know probably.
We're still working on our associates at this point.
Yeah. Well, what do you say we might know a quarter of what crypto is at best, 10% maybe even.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just vast. The
Yeah.
technology, the everything. There's tokens, there's coins, there's just it's so much stuff.
As we're sitting here talking, one of the things we're doing is mining for Ravencoin, and this just came in just now. It's only $1.37, but those come in periodically throughout the day, and we're not doing anything other than the initial work and the initial investment for that to come up. So, once that's paid for itself, that's residuals forever. And if that particular coin was to ever take off and be at the level of a BNB or an Ethereum or a Bitcoin, the valuation now,
What is it, a dime right now?
15 cents, 14 cents, something like that.
So yeah, if it goes up to $1.50, we 10x our money.
Yeah. So
in a future episode, we'll explain how you can convert crypto to fiat, and
yes.
because people get confused that because the original coin, Bitcoin, yet you can't hold it, you can't touch it. They don't understand how it's quote unquote real money. In a future episode, we will show you how you get on and how you take fiat and buy crypto. And then once you've made a profit and want to sell it, trade it, and bring it back to your bank and come out with $100 bills in your hands, we'll show you how to do that. Because a lot of people who are new to crypto have no idea. They think you just send money and you don't ever get anything back, or you own something but you don't know that you can't sell it, or a lot of confusion in that area.
Yeah, and you'll also get to see how many steps were involved for someone that had absolutely no clue how to go about doing this, and what we were able to figure out in just a few days how to go about doing this. When I say 3 days, I don't mean I woke up in the morning and I spent 20 hours a day researching this. I was working at the time, so learn what you can when you can, and put in a few hours here and there or whatever. But there was a few lot less sleep on a night than there should have been, because my wheels start spinning. I'm like, well, I'll try this and I'll try that, and if I look this up, or like the verbiage, how do I go about doing a search on something that I don't even know really what it's called, so you got to research and find out the verbiage on stuff, and it takes some time.
I was gonna say I just did 6 months, basically 180 days at 5 hours average. That's 900 hours. I feel like we're both coming up on 1,000 hours of videos or screen time or reading, or like I say 1,000 hours. I mean 1,000 hours a piece.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
A piece.
And I am very much a novice. I've been involved in this. How long ago was SafeMoon?
I feel like we got in on that around April.
So
and it's August, so 4 months.
Yeah, I was thinking about 5.
Maybe might have been March. Yeah. I know we started Chia middle of May.
Yeah.
Like May 17th, I think was Chia's when we first started.
Chia was $1,800 was its all-time high. That's like when it first came out, and it dropped down as low as 170, 190, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Yeah, it got down there pretty good. I think it's been averaging around 250, 260 right now. But yeah, when we got in, I think when we got first started, it was still 1,400.
Yeah.
And then the market exploded.
13, something like that.
Then the market exploded, and then the net space exploded. Then the market imploded.
Yeah. When you talk about the net space, the way Chia works is you've got hard drive space that people allocate to basically put small amounts of what they call plots on there. And when you've got the combined, 100 gigabytes per plot, and you've got everyone that's invested in this all around the world coming together, that net space, the amount of network space that's combined, grew exponentially for about 6 or 8 weeks. Was just insane growth because it's new. Elon Musk came out and said Bitcoin mining is bad. Bitcoin mining bad. Go green. So Chia came out and said, "Hey, we're green." Everybody jumped on the bandwagon, and we jumped right along with them. You know, it grew really, really rapidly, and you know, our return on the investment when we first started looking at this was probably about 6 or 8 months, and then when it dropped down to $170 or whatever it was, 190, 180, whatever it dropped down to, Lee was going, the return on my investment is now 15 years.
No, I never got that. I think the highest I ever calculated it on was like 42 months, 3.5 years, which is a long time. But at the same time, at that time we were around $25,000, or I was around 25,000 invested, and to pay off $25,000 in computer equipment in 3.5 years by just letting it run, and that's like I said, that was based on the market being in the tank. I think I've got to figure out if Chia gets back to halfway of where it was, around 700, 750, I think is when I drop under a year.
That's not including forks.
No, that's not including forks. Forks being all those other little coins he pulled up, and they don't have a lot of value right now, but they're easy. They're more or less they're free to try to win them as well when you plot the Chia plot. So it's no point in not trying to get all you can in case they do ever have value. But yeah, if Chia gets back to its all-time high or anywhere near it, I think my return on investment drops down to like 3 or 4 months for 40 grand.
Yeah.
If it gets to 700 or 800, it's like 8 or 9 months. I mean, it's like I said, if it gets back to halfway where it was, we'll be sitting pretty by summer next year.
We start
you're talking
10 grand a month, man.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, we can. It jumps back up to halfway. I think that's when we jump to around a little over 4 grand a month, and that'll get me like in the 10-month ROI. So basically, I took a gamble. I took a big gamble.
Yes, big gamble.
If Chia crashes, I look like an idiot, and Rick looks like an idiot for jumping on board with me and putting all this shit in his house. But
I still got. But look, no matter if Chia makes it or not, the amount of knowledge that we've gained in the past 4 or 5 months is priceless to me. I got my A+ certification when I was 25 years old, back in 2001, I think it was, November 2001, September 2001. And I worked at Best Buy's Geek Squad out in Brooks for 2 or 3 months repairing computers. Other than that, man, I've never made a dime off of my computer
A+ certification.
Yeah. So it's basically been wasted knowledge up until now. So you know, the amount of knowledge that I've learned, to me, is priceless. It makes this entire Chia project, to me, worth every second.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, Chia and crypto got me wanting to learn more so I can help. It's like I said, I've been just the wallet and researcher has about been my role.
I was going to say, you've been more than a wallet. I mean, you've done a lot of research on this stuff.
Yeah. Well, yeah, when you got 40 grand invested in it, you want to see your shit succeed. So you're going to do you're going to find all the ways you can to help the project. And now it's down to, I'm taking coding and intro to computers and learning things so I can help run some of these setups. And because we do, like I said, plan to expand and take this to the next level in the next, 6 months, hopefully. That would be realistic. I mean, first 6 months, we went from, I don't know, I think my initial investment of 16,000 that we were just trading on to now total between us, the group of investors that we have kind of helped and led to it, and we're over 60,000. So it's grown exponentially faster, I think, than we could have ever pictured.
Yeah.
I remember when Rick freaked out over I'm managing $10,000. What happens if I lose it? Like, I had to keep him calm because he was freaking out because he was worried about losing that $10,000. Well, I asked him if I had $10,000, ask him what he'd do with it. He'd be telling me to buy something, buy more HDDs or buy more GPUs, or he done forgot about the money total now. It's like, no, more.
You find this dip is coming.
Yeah. So it's
dip.
It can be addicting. It can be rewarding, and it can be. Don't get me wrong. For all the days that we were on an adrenaline high, watching this money explode and thinking, man, we're retiring next year. The 2.5 months since then have been a borderline depressive coma. So we are looking for that adrenaline shot to come back, and we're going to be much more responsible this time. That way, during the dip, we're not crying the blues of, oh man, this sucks. I'm bored. I want to do something else. When's the next?
He was bored. I was building this behind me, so
I was spending money.
Research.
Yeah, I was spending money to cure boredom. Rick would. I would figure as soon as I would learn something new, as soon as I learned enough to not need Rick holding my hand to buy something, to know what we needed, or I read enough articles to know that I know enough about it that I can go forward. And yeah, I got to the point where I was like, okay, I got this much money, and I think this is going to bring me this much money back. So Rick's getting this. Rick's getting this. Rick's getting this.
I'm sending you another 256 gigabytes of RAM. It's on its way.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we started our rigs. Actually, all of our rigs have names. Started with Cool Runnings. And we thought that was just the King Cheesemo when we first started, man.
That one
all
is,
the
that one right
yeah.
That one right
Yeah. And we thought that was the ish. Talking about how it was going to be the fastest plotter. We were going to be in the top 10%. And
right there. That's my baby right there. That's
that Manuel.
Manuel, the pool boy.
Yeah. Then we got 2 Harvesters of Sorrow, and we got another ETH rig. Or well, actually not down ETH. It's a Raven Coin rig. Just a rack. The rig rack.
Yeah,
that's what we'll call it. That's what we'll call it for this. All the greens.
Down here in the bottom.
Yeah, it's got Chia green, but it's not doing anything with Chia right now. It's just ripping the colors.
Just ripping the colors.
We do hope to have a web page and posting Amazon links to stuff that we've bought and used that we've had luck with that we like, and because that's how we learned.
Yeah.
Sloth Tech,
one of them. TV.
A lot of his videos
helped out a lot.
Yeah. We're gonna reach out and try to.
We'll plug everybody that we've learned from in the show notes.
Yeah. That's the biggest thing I learned early on. People would ask me, I would post about us making this money, and people were like, "Tell me how." And there's no 10-minute. Right. There's no 10-minute, well, sit down and let me give you these instructions. And this is how you make, if it was that easy, everybody'd be making the money.
Yeah.
And I felt bad, but it's like at one point, it got to the point where like, look, I got a couple $100 in this. If you want to pay me to educate you, if you want to pay me to try to make you some money, have at it. If not, YouTube. Seriously. Because I mean, that's both me and Rick both. YouTube videos, articles from YouTube videos.
There wasn't enough time to do the building and do the learning on our own to be able to devote any serious time to help anybody else. They're just
no. And I felt bad because I wanted to take all my friends and family on. I don't want us being millionaires in a couple of years. And everybody like, why did you tell us how to do it? Well, just like going to college, just like any other investment in yourself that you make. It takes time, it takes effort, it takes money, and we can't share all 3 of those for everybody. I mean, I can tell them what we're doing. I can tell them what it costs. I can only help so much.
I mean, my wife has heard me ramble so many times about what we're doing, and she still to this day really don't have a clue.
Sure.
She sees it. And
right.
When you got a $260 electric bill, and she goes, and I say, do I need to pull a little bit of money out so that we can pay the electric bill? She sees that. She knows that it's doing what it's supposed to be doing, because that's an option to be able to go, hey, if we need to pull the money out, I can pull some money out. It's not, I've got prior approval from the boss.
Small side note. Rick's wife has only seen our 1,000 hours of work and $60,000 of money technically produce $1,200, one $800 paycheck and a $400 paycheck. So she's a banker. she's used to fiat real world money and doesn't, and probably I'm sure in some level she's still a little skeptical, a little worried that what are these two idiots doing in my house? Is it going to work out? Is it going to pay off? Are we going to be bankrupt? But she's technically only seen
the house down,
or that. Yeah, I did make sure Rick has very good homeowners insurance coverage for all that equipment. But she's only seen $1,200 in fiat money come into their marriage. And so I can understand, that's going to be like a $1,000, 1,000 hours divided by 1,200. You do the math. He's not making a very good hourly rate, but just like in going to college, you spend 4 years, you don't get paid the whole time. You don't get the payoff in the beginning. You're in debt when you graduate.
Yeah.
And it takes you X amount of time to recoup, your investment, your education investment. And so this is the same principle. This is more of a gamble because it's crypto and not an education, but we believe in Chia. We believe in crypto.
But it's an education too. I mean, there are.
Oh, it is.
There are things that I can do now that I'm confident I can do now. That if you win, he asked in the beginning. I said I don't know. I just don't know. I do not have experience in networking all that much. And can I build something like this with 52 different hard drives? Nope. But I can learn it. And now we're using SAS expanders and, all this different technology that I didn't even know about. So there's no way that I would have used it. I didn't know
that's like
SAS
me.
Expander was. I had to look it up.
I still don't know how to use Excel. But when I first met JD a few months ago, the programmer, I was talking and spitting numbers and parts and pieces about our builds, and I sounded so good and educated. He thought I was a programmer or had some kind of tech background, and literally I have a CDL and I came from concrete construction family business and had spent 3 months learning. I spent 3 months researching.
Learning.
But the guy who's been to school, who is a computer programmer, who is a big tech guy, thought I sounded educated enough that he thought I had a background in it as well. So I mean, there's a lot of work and effort that's gone into this and this podcast, and hopefully the payout and everything is going to be, all the rewards of the labor and time put in.
We're going to go ahead and come to an end on this. I don't know how long we've been running, a little bit. But if you could do us both a favor and hit like, subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you could share it on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all of them, everything that you could possibly share it on, and try to get the word out here. This is just, something we're trying to do to really help continue our education in technology, and hopefully bring a little bit of enlightenment and education.
Hopefully expand the market.
Yeah. Hopefully expand the market.
Yeah, because there's such a little amount of knowledge. People want to make money on crypto, but have no idea how to get into it, what to do, and the proper way to get there. I think that's probably one of our biggest goals, is to bring new people into the market and make them efficient where we weren't in the beginning, and just share our knowledge because it's the right thing to do, in my opinion.
Also, in future episodes, we're going to be doing some interviewing of people that actually are involved in different projects. I've got some people that had sent money and it not arrived, and the struggles of going through to get that money returned to them through the blockchains and different aspects of that. And if anybody that ever watches this and you're involved in some sort of a project and ever want to get a hold of us, we'll have links in the bottom of the show notes to email us and contact us, and we'd love to hear from you guys. And
any suggestions, comments, concerns, criticism? We're doing this for fun. We're not getting a paycheck off of this.
No.
Just for the record.
Yeah.
We may in the future. Well, right now this is passion.
Yep, they said 1,000 subscribers and you get advertisements.
You can do the affiliate, the affiliate stuff.
So
we are trying to
you guys help us get there, then
we can give away free stuff at that point once we got some income to spend. Plus, we got
it's called Shitcoin Solutions. I'm gonna the first person that comments in the show notes and puts their Binance Smart Chain receive wallet address in there in the comments gets free $10 of some sort of a shitcoin that I don't know. Name one that we have. We've got a million.
Yeah, literally.
Right,
if it's in the top 100 coins, we probably have some of it somewhere.
Name a coin, and that's the one we'll give a Binance coin. Of any off the top of your head?
Shiba.
All right, $10 at Shiba if you comment in the show notes at the bottom and like, subscribe, and comment with your smart chain. Is that Shiba's Ether, ain't it?
I don't know. You're the tech guy. What's worthless? Is it BNB?
Yeah, Shiba's Ether. Yeah, worthless is BNB.
Let's do worthless since they're.
Yep.
We got to shout out the worthless token.
Shout out the worthless.
We don't know who they are. I was gonna say, yeah, Rick's got some swag to plug. Yeah, we don't know who they are, but they are the most interactive dev team we've dealt with. It's always do your own research and all that, but we've enjoyed communicating. They actually sent me some rewards for some information that I found for them about their name being triggered by Facebook's suicide algorithm and asking if you were okay and possibly deterring people from their page. But yeah, we'll send you $10 of worthless token. Just for the record, it's still $10 worth of a worthless token. Don't get confused. The name is worthless. Their pride is worthless. We are worthless warriors, but you can cash this out for $10.
Yep.
Of fiat money if you post your wallet address. So week 1 in the books.
It's episode 1 in the books. All right.
Shitcoin Solutions out.
All right. That was fun.
Oh, yeah. How long did we record? It felt like fucking forever.
I don't know, man. I hope I recorded. Shameless Plugs.
This segment of the show, we're going to take a moment, do some shilling of our NFT of the week and our token or other crypto shitcoin of the week. This week, we're going to start with worthless token. As always, do your own research. This is not financial advice. They have one of the most interactive dev teams that we've dealt with in our time, and we like them. They communicate well with their community and their base, and they're entertaining. They're a meme coin, and they make you smile and laugh the way they approach everything. So that's our shill of the week is our worthless token, and Rick is going to tell you about our NFT of the week.
So for those of you that don't know what an NFT is, it's called a non-fungible token. There's several use cases out there. It's basically an extension of the smart contract. There's basically what they use it for is different art and graphics, GIFs, things like that. Some of the use cases, what they're doing is adding attributes to them so that you can take these NFTs, they're a token, and they're portable so that you can implement them into various games and different ecosystems with attributes. So if you've got a character that is built on an NFT and you've got attributes that you're building along inside of a gameplay, then over time, if another game that's built within the same ecosystem, be it Wax, be it Ether or Binance Smart Chain or whatever, then they're making them so that they're portable, so you can take that character and place it directly into another game with some of your attributes and some of your gear, your your helmets, your swords, your shields, different things like that. And it's a pretty neat way of going about doing it. There's another thing that they use NFTs for, and it's fine art. And that's what we'll be talking about today is some fine art NFTs. I created some, and what we'll be doing with these is we're going to sell them and we'll cash them out, and the amount of money that we cash out will go to Stepworks Recovery Center, which is where I went to go get sober. And the way that you buy it, we'll have the URL in the show notes at the bottom, and you'll need a wallet, a cryptocurrency wallet. What I use is the Trust wallet, so I can't really speak of another way to do it other than the Trust wallet, because that's the one that I use for this. You'll open up your wallet and it'll look something like this over here, and you'll click on the dApps down here, the decentralized apps, and up here in the URL you can paste in the same URL that will be in the bottom of the show notes. You have to do this within a cryptocurrency wallet so that you can link your wallet and purchase the NFT. So click on that, and this is the NFT that I created. This is a painting that I use. It's actually an acrylic painting, and basically it's just a digital picture of it, and the cost is 0.25 BNB. 100% of this money will go to Stepworks Recovery Center. And you click another thing you've got to do is you got to connect your wallet to it and make sure that you are on the BNB Smart Chain. Then you click buy, and it'll take you into, well, I'm the current owner, so let me show you what it goes into to buy. Basically, it'll take you into another screen and give you the, you stamp the approval on there to go ahead and purchase that, and then it'll take it out of my collection and send it into your collection. And up here at the top where it says collectibles, this is where it'll be, up here at the top. And then this gives you the rights to this. You can print this, you can do whatever you want to with it. And at some point in the future, I plan on minting some that have attributes and that you can maybe place into a game. There's some that have like land, and you build houses and stuff within the ecosystem. So they'll be able to like hang fun art on the walls inside of the ecosystem there and inside the gameplay. And that's pretty much what this is. So we really appreciate your support, and so does Stepworks. Thank you very much.
And I think, Rick, we need to call a spade and not be fine art. We need to call this fiend art.
Fiend art?
Because that is true. We are Shitcoin Solutions, and we also plug fiend art NFTs. I think that just goes hand in hand. And once people see that it's Art Fiend Studios, they're going to wonder what it means anyway. So instead of fine art, we got fiend art.
Fiend art.
Fiend art NFTs that benefit Stepworks Recovery Center in Elizabethtown, Kentucky.
Stay shitty.
Shitcoin Solutions is intended for entertainment and educational purposes only. We are not financial advisors and are not registered to provide financial advice. Our opinions and the opinions of the guest of our show are strictly our own. The cryptocurrencies discussed on the show and various forms of social media are not a solicitation to purchase or sell any security in any form. If you decide to buy or sell any of the cryptocurrencies or securities discussed on the show, Shitcoin Solutions is not responsible for any gains nor losses that result from the opinions of the host or guest. The best way to learn about any of the vast amounts of cryptocurrencies available is to do your own research.